Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It is lovely to see you all again. As always, I've got a couple of things I want to run by you tonight, my friends, so if you just indulge me during this time, I would be very much grateful. The first of two things I want to talk to you about is, astonishingly, no, there's no astonishment here, there's no surprise here. We have another illegal migrant in the news for doing you know what. Like I said in my last video, there's no point in me even telling you what this man has been doing because you already know off by heart. It's like a script. It's like a continuous script of the same words time and time and time again. Eventually, you just know it off by heart. And I think that's what's happening to you guys here. And the second thing of two things that I want to talk to you about is the state of modern Britain and the way we live our lives in this country during the last, 15 or 20 years. As a society, as an indigenous people to this country, we have seen sweeping changes, all because of mass migration, both illegal and legal. Because let's face it, my friends, illegal migration is a drop in the ocean to when it comes to legal migration and the numbers we see come in, year out. I mean, what is it now? Close to 1 million people per year coming to this country. That is demographic change, and it is damaging to the country and the people within it. So with that being said, let's just jump straight into the first story, shall we? About this illegal migrant. Now, I've got to reiterate here, my friends, I don't enjoy bringing you these stories. Of course I don't. I don't relish the idea of talking about perverse, horrible chunks of vulture spunk. Of course I don't. But again, I feel it's my duty to bring you these stories because these things slip under the net and people don't know about them. This only came across to my attention during the last hour or so. And this has been out for about a week. So yeah, I just want to put that out there, even though you'd think differently, considering the amount of times I talk about these degenerates, but there you go. So, a failed asylum seeker who entered the UK on a small boat used a translation app to threaten his victim before he R-worded her. A court has heard. Mustafa Albany, a name I can actually pronounce, wonders never cease, 31, allegedly attacked a woman he has encountered at Charing Cross railway station in London in the early hours of September 20th. Sadiq Khan's London. Quelle fucking surprise. The Egyptian national. This man comes from Egypt. He's made his way across the entirety of Europe to make his way to Germany and across to France and across to UK. Egypt. What's he fleeing exactly? Civil war? No. War? No. Breach of his human rights? No. Persecution? No. He's just come here, toddled away through each and every single country, with his hand out, shaking his little tin cup. Please, sir, can I have some more? And more, and more, and more. It's the cat and the cream situation here, my friends. We shouldn't be granting asylum, or potentially granting asylum, from people who come from fucking Egypt or Turkey or Tunisia or some other holiday destination where people actually go to sun themselves. People are supposedly fleeing awful conditions and brutal human rights mistreatments, if you ask a leftist why these people are coming, of course. Absolute, unadulterated horseshit. The Egyptian national who entered the country in June, having crossed the channel in a dinghy, is said to have been at the train station with friends from a taxpayer-funded migrant hotel where he was staying. See what I mean? It's like a script, just flows off the tongue. The same tale of war every single time. Hence why I don't even bother telling you in the build-up to these stories what's been going on and who this man is. It would just be a complete waste of my time and a complete waste of your time. The victim is believed to have been trying to catch a train home after a work night out with colleagues. The woman allegedly asked a group of migrants which language they were speaking, at which point it is claimed that Mr. Albany asked her name and started to shout, despite not being able to speak any English. When she attempted to leave in order to board the train, Mr. Albany is said to have put his arm around her before leading her from the station. It is understood the alleged attack took place on a nearby rooftop. Hang on a minute. catching a train, how does it go to a rooftop from a train station? That's baffled me a little bit, that is. Maybe it'll say more in the article, I'm not too sure. He stands accused of essaying her before he is said to have used a translation app on his phone to tell her, "I want to F you." What a silver-tongued charmer, and they say romance is dead, my dear friends. I bet this man has women falling at his feet. Most likely with an open wound, no doubt, somewhere. The victim, who cannot be named, told the police the Egyptian man then ripped her clothes off and R-worded her in an attack which is said to have been caught on CCTV. The woman allegedly managed to escape by climbing over a wall and calling a friend to help. They then reported the attack to Charing Cross Police Station. I wonder what response they got. Mr. Albany appeared at Westminster Magistrates Court on Wednesday. Aided by an Arabic interpreter, once again funded by me and you, he spoke only to confirm his name and age. Nimram Ashraf defending. Like I said in my last video, my friends, it's always them represented by them. These people know exactly what they're doing. They're battery farming foreign criminals so these human rights lawyers can scoop in a fucking buttload of money at the expense of the safety of the indigenous people in this fucking country. It makes me sick to my very core. Niram Ashraf defending told the court that Mr. Albany should be given bail due to his depression, insomnia and anxiety. Oh, the poor little bear. All he needs is a nice cup of tea with maybe a drop of honey and a splash of brandy in and a nice warm hug. I mean, after all, what's he done? He's only R-worded a white British woman after all. Send him out on bail because he's anxious. He's got insomnia. If it was left up to me, my friends, this guy would be put in 1 metre by 1 metre room, made to stand for 23 hours a day and stay there for 50 years. Simple as that. Not be given a nice warm cushy cell with central heating in it and a PS5 and a big stack of porn mags or some hand lotion or whatever the hell they get given in prisons in this day and age. I've seen videos that come out of prisons, people banging prison officers. They live a life around. They've got better rooms than I pissing have, and I work for a sodding living. Depression, insomnia and anxiety. Wow. She said he suffers from claustrophobia, which will naturally be a problem within the prison environment. He gets extremely anxious. How do you think this woman feels that he R-worded? She's going to be anxious with severe depression for the rest of her pissing life. Where's the lack support for her, I wonder? Despite the criminal charges against him, the small boat migrant is said to be considering appealing his application for asylum, which was thrown out last month. You see, I've said this to you before. This is what these people do. They get refused asylum, then they appeal the decision, which takes absolutely ages upon years, and during that time they stay in here, they disappear into the criminal underworld, never to be seen again until they pop up and go on a mass killing spree somewhere, of course. He was previously rejected after he applied for a UK visa in 2017. This guy has been here since 2017, right? He's been here for probably about 9 years, and he miraculously still can't speak English. Why is he here? What use is this person either to the economy or the society he's living in? None whatsoever. He can't work, he can't speak English, and he's a sexual fucking deviant. Get him out. If you could deport the Epping Hotel sex offender, fair enough, they give him £500. £500. That's a year's salary where this man came from. He's living like a king back in Ethiopia now, by the way, that Epping hotel migrant who essayed that poor young girl. Living like a king for a good few years, I should imagine. Do the same to him, although forgo the £500. Just boot him out. Fuck the protests, fuck the lefties, fuck the crusties, bollocks to what anybody else says. Deal with it with a firm hand, an iron fist, so to speak. Mr. Albany also faces charges for possession of cannabis. He did not enter a plea and was remanded in custody with the order to appear at Southwark Crown Court on November 26th. Mr. Albany was led away to the cells as he shouted, "I will not be able to sleep in prison. I will die. Put me in a hospital or elsewhere or anywhere else." No, we are going to put you into a dark, damp hole filled with cockroaches until you eventually crumble, my dear friend. So that's story number one, my friends. What I want to touch on now is the state of modern day England, like I suggested. Now, we all know about the awful incident that happened on the train just a few short days ago by a British-born man, black as the ace of spades, British-born man and his accomplice went on a killing spree on a train with a bladed implement. Now, we all know about this. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but I do want to talk about what people are saying about the fallout from that specific attack. Now, there's a security expert here in the Daily Star. I mean, the global publication, the Daily Star, has said that we need metal detectors in train stations. And that's what we want to touch on here, my friends. But first, I'll just run through this story very quickly just to give you a little bit of brief information about what he's talking about. A security expert has called for metal detectors to be placed at all train stations in the wake of an horrific Hutchinson train stabbings. It comes as 2 people remain in critical condition in hospital following the attack. In total, 11 people were taken to hospital after 2 men attacked passengers, got to be careful, on a train going through Cambridgeshire on Saturday evening. The crime is now being investigated by police as people are left in shock at the barbarity and the seemingly random act, with police yet to confirm a motive. It's not rocket science here, my friends. Why else would someone go into a train? Don't start with the whole mental health bullshit. I'm not buying it this time. We've bought it. We've had bollocks shoved down our throats for so long now. It's time to put a stop to it. It's time to draw a line. The motive is these people probably hate and despise white people, particularly white English people. They've been brainwashed somehow, somewhere, to despise the people within their own communities. Oh, mind you, I don't know if these people live in some sort of like hovelled ghetto, like keeping themselves to themselves, much the same as Muslims tend to do in this country, have their own shops, their own area, it's like covered in shit and strewn with rubbish and stuff like that kind of a thing. Who knows? We still don't know very much, even though after the Southport attacks, it has been said by the Home Secretary that the police should release the suspect's name, identity, motives and race to stop speculation. 15 to 24 hours later, people were still none the wiser who these 2 men were. If they were 2 white British men, you can guarantee within 3 to 6 hours they would have been named and shamed and splashed all over the newspapers. Wouldn't you agree? Like that geezer in Liverpool who ran over them people that time. What was it? It took about 3 hours, I think, before he was named and shamed in the press. Not this time, though. Wrong narrative, after all. On Sunday morning, the British Transport Police confirmed that 2 of the 11 in hospital are fighting for their lives. I do wish them my fucking best, I really do. Meanwhile, 2 British men aged 32 and 35 have been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. 32 and 35, 2 British men. They're not British men, they're not British citizens. Just because you're born here, I've said this on numerous occasions, does not automatically make you English or fucking British. I'm not buying it. If I was born over in Japan, look at me. Am I Chinese in the fucking slightest? No. Am I balls? I was born in a hospital. It doesn't make me a fucking doctor. Speaking exclusively to the Daily Star, Anthony Glees, a security expert and professor at University of Buckinghamshire, said the move is now needed to increase passenger safety. He added that in the wake of the incident, security on trains will be boosted drastically. I'd strongly urge British Transport Police to install metal detectors routinely at all stations, he insisted. One of the alleged attackers was going to be carrying a huge knife. I'm going to stop it there, guys, so I'm going on forever at this rate. This is what I was talking about at the top of this video, about the changes, the sweeping changes we have seen in this country over the last 15 or 20 years, all through incidents such as these. I'm 42 years old now, right? When I was growing up, we didn't need security and metal detectors at train stations. We didn't need car rammings of peace barriers across city centres up and down the country and at Christmas markets to stop people being mowed down in a terrorist attack involving a car. You see, the very way everyone lives now, everyone's on edge. You can feel the anxiety in the air around everyone around you. Everyone's on edge, everyone's vigilant, always looking over the shoulder. Who's there? Who's this? It's a horrible way to live, my friends. You have to see who's walking behind you on the just in case basis. You're going to get a bladed implement plunged into your fucking neck. You just don't know. And that's it's a crying shame, my friends. You see, people who come here from Eritrea, Middle East, Africa, I mean, a whole host of places, some places in Europe. Some people are coming from Albania and Bolivia, places like that. Anyway, like I say, places where people go on holiday, people go to sun themselves, have a good time, people are coming to claim asylum through persecution, war and all that fucking nonsense. They can leave. When our country fully hits the fan, I mean fully goes 1.2, hits the fucking fan, shit, we don't have anywhere else to go. We don't have a second country. This is the only place we have. We have a couple of scattered British Isles here and there, Guernsey, Jersey, places like that. How can that incorporate the entire population of this country? Indigenous, white, English, British population I'm talking about. Not the rank and file that's been shoehorned in here over the last 30 odd years. I'm talking about people like me and you. Where do we go when the shit hits the fan? Where do we go when civil war finally breaks out in this place? Where do we go when the Muslim men in this country finally en masse and make a push to actually take over parts of London? Overthrow the Met Police, that kind of a thing. Because I can tell you what, that's on the fucking cards. A few more million Muslim men who are radicalised to that extent can quite easily take over the capital city. I think that's what they're gearing up for. Just a few more years, maybe not in our lifetime, but I think our children will indeed see it. We've got nowhere to run. We've got nowhere to fucking go and claim asylum in. This is our only home. These people can disperse far and wide across the Middle East and across parts of Africa. We're a tidgy, tiny little island. Our one and only home. And yet now we have to have metal detectors in train stations, potential digital IDs simply to keep us safe. When in actual fact it's just a digital prison, basically, to keep you from straying too far from the public narrative and what the government wants you to think and what the government wants you to say. Anyway, digital IDs is for another video for another day. So yeah, that's my video, my friends. If you've made it to the end, thank you so much for indulging me like I asked for. I know it's been 20 minutes. I've probably been speaking absolute horse shit, but nonetheless, I wanted to bring this to you and just modern day England, my friend. Please, welcome, come along. As a matter of fact, everybody who sees this video, no matter where you are in the world, come and live here. Free of charge. Welcome mat is rolled out. You can have whatever the fuck you want. You know what, even I'll get my wallet out and I'll pay for you, personally. It's laughable, my friends. Anyway, carpe diem as always. Let me know what you think in the comments and I shall see you in a bit. Cheers, guys.